Governor, I'm still just going through your responses here. I don't know if the responses are exactly as what you're reading to us. For instance, you told us Mutuini is at what percentage?
Mutuini should be 80 to 85?
80.
90%.
Yeah,
90%.
Your own document says 35%, unless I have the wrong document.
I think that was by the time of, you know, these responses were sent quite a while back. So Chair, we can update that. You remember there was an issue we discussed where it was novated, it's being done now between us and the national government.
The expectation would be that the documents that are placed before the Senate are updated records, because it's a bit confusing here. I have seen you've said City Stadium is complete. The Joseph Kange, the grounds is complete in your document here.
Phase 1. The first phase was it's in phases. The contract is the phase. The first phase was the grounds. The drainage has been done. There is new turf. We've completed that on Duka Denge and on Joseph Kangeve. Phase 2 that we're now doing in this financial year is the stands and the other facilities. Yeah, that was the contract.
Then, Governor, and through the chair, my concern would be that this document does not accurately represent the status on the ground. So, as it is, it should be able to say that this was phase 1 and this is phase 2. I can see here Kahawa West Market was to take 7 months from May of 2024. And if you're saying, as at this point, the document is talking about 45%, what is the status today?
I'll have to get it, but it's much more advanced. It's almost done.
Okay. I think...
Chair, the questions were very specific as to the financial year.
I think your report is a bit obsolete because of the time you presented it. So it was earlier. And I think next time I want you to maybe give us an addendum on the same.
An addendum?
Yes.
Chair, we can supply that within this week.
So, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Because there is no point of waiting for another day. Yeah. He can furnish us with documents maybe in the next...
Give an addendum on that, and then we can be able to know the status of the projects. Mheshimiwa, go ahead.
We can do that.
Now it becomes difficult for me to engage, Chair, when we don't have the current information. But Governor, you have given a very interesting definition of what a stalled project is. Now to just the kawaida person who voted for you and me in Nairobi, do you really think that definition accords to their understanding of what a stalled project is?
Maybe you can elucidate, Chairman.
If I go to Joseph Kangeve, the social hall there, and I don't find a contractor, I don't find anything happening, is it off for me to assume this project has stalled?
You would not call it a stalled project if either it is being procured or there's something going on, because before a contractor comes on site, there are many processes, Chair. If I were to be specific on the pace of projects, yes, there's been a challenge in many of these projects. Sometimes you already have a contractor, the contractor has raised certificates, the certificate has delayed, and so the contractor leaves site. And then in a week or two, you pay the contractor comes back. That is not a stalled project by the definition of, the full definition of it. But a stalled project is an abandoned project.
Exactly.
Where there is no budget for it, there is no plan around it, you're not processing it, there's no payment at the COB. Now that is what you call a stalled project. Chair.
Chair, maybe to help us, Chair, to help us move, can the senators make reference to specific documents or pages so that we are together and the governor can answer according to that? Because the truth is that we asked for information for 2022, 2023. And when you are specific on that one, the up-to-date one cannot be in this document unless we want to ask this additional information. So if we can refer to what we asked and the information provided, and if we feel it's sufficient or not, it might help us. Or help us also follow when the questions are coming from colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Also, from the governor, what I wanted to know is there is abandoned projects, stalled projects, and temporarily abandoned projects. So let them specify which are temporarily abandoned, stalled completely, or abandoned completely, so that we will know that they are going to be back maybe after a week or two or a month.
Chair.
The documents, I think you can get this, the list is already there, and the status of the project as it is. But of course, as he rightly said, is that the report was written earlier than expected now, and we will request an addendum on that. Give us the latest status of all projects.
Chair, you have given the guidance, and I guess that conversation will be better had in a situation where we have a current status.
Yeah.
Part of the problem is that these matters take really long before they are processed, from the time that the question is raised in the Senate to the time when we're having the engagement. But if it is possible, then, Governor, to have it within the 7 days that have been...
72, Annex 2, list of stalled projects. I think there's a lot of information on that. The names are there, and it's part of the status is there. So probably that will be...
Where is that, Chair?
This is what this one, invitation. What is it? You have that one? You have that document, yes. Page 72. 71 and 72.
Yeah, now this is interesting because you will see in the governor's own response, he's saying that there are no stalled projects in Nairobi.
Yeah, that's what actually I'm asking myself.
Then if you have an annexure of stalled projects,
yes,
the document is talking at cross purposes. But the direction that you have given is good, so that we
of
have...
course, I can say it delay due to lapse of time, like the NMS ones, and the money is already now, I can see 120 million given, like if you look at the construction and the completion of the works, the calculated what is Kibaki Hospital. If you look at the final reasons for delay, it seems already have been explained. Look at the number one, Kibaki Hospital, phase 2. But however, I think, Governor, I think you are not right to say there's no stall projects. Definitely there are some. Because you have inherited some of these projects from NMS. And I don't think you have that much of budget to just complete them on time. So,
yeah. Chair, I agree with you. You know, I just, beyond not liking the word.
yes, because you said you revived them. You have revived them only.
We have revived. You see,
yes,
for instance, that one,
yeah,
where I explained, I think in the last meeting, Senator, you were there, about a specific one at Mama Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
That now it is back on course. You know, we have done the recontracting. It had stopped because of the expiry when it was still at NMS.
Okay.
And so even when you
maybe
ask
let me just help one thing. Let's agree on one thing, you know, and then them give us the project name, the status, what percent of work done, and what's remaining,
so
and
Chair,
maybe time of completion. When do you plan to complete it?
that might take more than 7 days.
Chair, point of order.
Yeah.
Chair, kindly allow me to register
Please,
my
okay, go ahead.
presence.
Sorry, I've just overlooked.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Paris Tobiko is my name, a member of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. So how long will it take? That will take you? How long will it take? How much time do you require for that?
Maybe 14 to 21. You have to take your project management units to each and every site. We have 85 wards, and there are very, very many projects in all the 10 sectors. And so we have to get the exact status. I wouldn't want to bring inaccurate information. If you give us that, then allow a written submission, so that by the time it comes, it is up to date. Because we know we've had issues of scheduling here and there. And Chair, I would also like, because I know you're going to visit some of the projects, you know, that we can actually look at some of those together. So if I think 21 days be okay, economic planning, 21? Yeah, my chief officer tells me that is sufficient.
Thank you, Chair. There are two things that have confused me. Item number one is the governor has explained the pending bills that exist. He said the law firms had claims to your county. And I wanted to ask, the projects that you have, either those that are unfinished, those that are ongoing, and those that are previously undone, and there are maybe, I don't know, you may have new ones. Is there a possibility that you could explain to us with some matrix what the pending bills are all on these projects, what they are? In other words, out of the ones which are pending bills, which were historically carried forward, right, when you came in as governor, then you come with the ones you've started, and if possible, you could just explain to us the ratios. Since you took over the governance of Nairobi City County, has the amounts of your pending bills, and I also listened to Governor You'd explain that you have actually brought out some of them down, but I'm now zeroing in specifically on the ones for the construction of the projects. Thank you.
Chair, I have a related question. Is it possible to ask?
Go ahead.
Your Excellency, thank you and welcome to the Senate. My question is derived from your answer on the stalled project. You say that there are no stalled projects in Nairobi, but you're talking about incomplete projects. So I would want to understand, one, whether the previous Nairobi County governments completed all the projects they began, so that you don't have any that is not stalled, or if you have been operating as a going concern, which is something that this committee would like governors to start doing. Did you come in and proceed to place budget on uncompleted projects and completed them? And so we want to understand what you mean by incomplete and stalled. And I would want to know, hopefully we can get a list of what was begun in the previous governments, and whether you've completed those projects, and what has begun and is continuing. In your case, you're still in office, so therefore it might be delayed implementation. But we are concerned that both national and county government executives have billions of money sunk in projects which are abandoned merely because you didn't like your predecessor or you don't like those projects. So I did find the answer very clear on that, and it's absolutely important for us to get that as a committee.
Thank you so much, Vice Chair. I want to also refer the members. If you look at your summary report in your folders, page 7, I think there's information there. The table is there. According to the submission of the county government in Nairobi, the total development many bills is 1.8 billion, 1.826 billion, of which 1.47 relates to completed projects. So maybe you could refer there for purpose of being updated. Maybe one thing I want to ask the Governor, Your Excellency, is that most of this bendy bill, I believe you have inherited from the NMS. Is there any ongoing understanding with the national government that the national government takes responsibility of some of these bills? Because these bills are just too huge for you to pay. So is there any negotiation ongoing?
Chair, if you look at Article 187 of our Constitution that provides for transfer of functions, it is normally when there is a need to assist one level of government be in a stronger position. That failed experiment left Nairobi worse off in terms of costs, because remember, the Nairobi county government through its assembly appropriated 27 billion shillings to that entity. The national government did some projects for that entity, but despite that, they left 16 billion pending. And so, because of that, in our first year, we had a huge, discussion. With that time, the office of the president, I think the status controller once even came to this house, and we agreed that those bills will be paid by the national government, including even gratuity for staff. So what we have seen them doing, because they did the final handover report to us, that was done. We have seen them year on year appropriating